Hello, welcome, Mr. Frederick, the good word. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday. I hope everyone's ready for a good word. And as you know, every Wednesday, or excuse me, every day, rather, we start out with the Bible verse. Okay, let's see what we have here, guys. Let's see what we have. Hope everyone's feeling good today. Blessed to be here. All right, guys, we're going to start out with Romans 2:4. And it says, "Or do you despise the riches of his kindness, restraint, and patience, not recognizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you to repentance?" Okay, guys. So, with that said, kindness, and what I'm going to talk about today is kindness. We're going to talk about that. So kindness is meant for repentance. Okay, kindness is to share God's love. Okay, is to be able to share in God's love and lead people to repentance. So you just don't give out your kindness to everyone. Okay, you have to understand that your kindness is a gift that the Lord has given you. So, since the Lord is giving you this great, wonderful gift, with all gifts, as you know, comes responsibility. And you cannot just throw that gift around. You cannot just toss it around. Come on, guys, give me some likes. Give me some likes. Whenever people come in, let's get some likes going. So, when I say that in the good book, we have kindness all over. You have kindness all over here, and it tells you about how you use it. What you don't want to do, like I always say, cast your pearls among swine, because what you got to remember is that it's an energy. Okay, so when you are giving your kindness to someone, and we're taught as we're little kids growing up, be kind, do as others you want done to you, and that is correct. But what you have to understand is a fundamental principle in living. You cannot just throw that away and give it to someone who takes advantage of it, or someone who doesn't appreciate it, someone who does not reciprocate it back. And what that does is that puts you in a quandary, because you want to follow the word and follow the Lord and be your better person, be your highest self. But if you're in the company of individuals who cannot appreciate that, who cannot reciprocate it, who just take advantage of it, they don't care about your kindness. Your kindness to them is just means you're stupid or you're weak. So it speaks against that. You just don't give that, because it's individuals out there who really need your kindness, who have not had that in their lives. They have not had people give them kindness. And so while you're over here, you're just throwing your kindness around people. You're sending gifts, birthday gifts or whatever, doing things, and no one acknowledges. No one. Come on, guys, get some likes in here. Let's get some likes in here. So you're doing all of these things, and you're not getting anything back. Okay, think about that. You're just throwing it away. Come on, let's get some likes. We got 13 people in here, and one like. That's not that's not good. So what you want to do is you want to pull that back. Okay, you want to recognize that, okay, I'm not getting anything back. What's going on? I'm giving all this love, all this kindness as individual, and for whatever reason, I can't get it back. So once you come on, guys, get some likes in here. Just some likes. We want to grow the channel. That's the goal. So if you like what I'm saying, go ahead, give me some likes here. Thank you. Thank you. Let's increase them. So be very careful who you are being kind to also, because what you are doing in essence too is some people, of course not everyone, but some individuals, what you are doing is you're giving them an invitation to take advantage of you. You're giving them an invitation to take your kindness for weakness, and you possibly could be a target, okay, at that point, just by being kind. So what you got to understand is it's wonderful to be kind, but it does not speak of being foolish, because the fruit of the spirit, you have to have restraint. Okay, you have to have self-control. That's what the fruit of the spirit is. It's in there. So yes, be kind, but don't be a fool. And that's very important. Come on, guys, let's get some more likes in here. We want to grow this channel. We're doing great, and I'm very happy that we are getting more individuals. So I wanted to increase. So I just want you guys to give me those likes so we can grow it and we can do a lot more for people. And next, what you want to understand as well is that your peace is too powerful. When you give away your kindness just willy nilly and freely, now you are now depleted. And when you do not have the energy because you're depleted from someone who drained you, didn't return anything back to you, you walk away from the situation. You have done everything for them that you could do. You've given them compliments. You supported them. You showing true love, and they're giving you nothing back. You're sending a message to yourself as well that you don't matter and that your kindness doesn't matter, and it does. And that can discourage you from being kind to people in the future who really need it. So that's another reason you have to watch your kindness. It's many stories, as you guys know. You could go on YouTube all day and see stories of criminals taking advantage of individuals who have kind hearts. You have stories where someone say, hey, can you help me with this? Or can you help me? I need some money, or I need some food. Excuse me, my car's broken down. All these types of things. Can I use your phone? All of these things only work on kind-hearted people. Someone who wants to help the general public. Someone who just, it's they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're not doing it because they want to manipulate or they want to look great. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have some people who they have that, I guess you say, savior mentality, that martyr, sacrifice themselves for you. Those type of individuals, you don't want to be that as well, because that's not really coming from your heart. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about individuals who are being kind honestly out of their heart, and they are not getting anything back. I'm saying that God doesn't want you to do that. And when you're ascending and going on your journey to become a better person, when you're growing and you're becoming a better person, what's going to happen is you're going to need that kindness. You're going to need that when you're getting negativity. So when you're getting negativity, you've given away all of your love. You've given away all of your kindness. You're empty now because of everyone else draining you. So what you want to do is be able to say to yourself, okay, does this person recognize my kindness? And do they value my kindness? Do they value what I have given them? And if the answer is no, family, what you need to do is exit stage left. Okay, you're doing everyone a disservice if you stay in that situation. And this can go for our personal relationships. It could be professional. Of course, professional, you have a little less freedom to move around. However, the principles are the same. You just keep everything professional. Hello, good morning. If it's not business, you have nothing to say. But every time you do not recognize your value, okay, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're doing the general world a disservice. So what you also want to recognize too is, are you being kind for approval? Are you being kind because this is what you were conditioned and programmed as a child to do? You might have been programmed that, okay, if I smile, if I do this, if I say yes, if I don't say no, if I don't, ruffle any feathers, I get rewarded. I'm praised by basically sacrificing myself. This is not good either, because that's self-sacrificing. That's something that's taught by narcissistic type parents, okay? Because they don't have the ability for to care about you. They teach you to only care about them. So you don't want to go through life self-sacrificing, okay? Because now it teaches us to sacrifice for causes, okay? But not in the cause of sacrificing your own interests, because you will not get any good rewards from that. What you will get is taken advantage of, and you will get disrespect. And you don't want to make a table for someone to disrespect you, because eventually, I don't care how nice you are, how kind you are, eventually they can possibly take you out of character. And now what this person can do is provoke you. So this is where you get your provoking spirits. So a provoking spirit will come along with the kind person. It's not going to work on an individual that's going to be obviously not kind. Hey, they're already ready for you. It's the kind-hearted individuals that they want to prey on. And what you got to watch out for is that provoking spirit. Now that you're depleted, only thing you have for them is negativity. So now look what they've done. They've turned, which you don't, this is why you don't want to do it. They turned a naturally kind-hearted person into a negative individual because they have taken and depleted all the kindness you have. So now all you have for them is basically an argument, a negative exchange of energy. And you want to keep your energy. Your energy is what you need to do what you have to do in life. So you do not want to entertain or exchange energies with individuals that are just going to drain you. You need your energy for the world. Okay, you need your energy to do right. You need your energy to accomplish your goals. And yes, you're going to have to say bye-bye to family members, okay, that do not reciprocate. This falls for everyone. You're going to have to say bye-bye to friends, okay, friend groups. You're going to have to say bye-bye to jobs that deplete you every day. And now, of course, you can't just walk off that day. But what you do is you do an honest assessment and you say, hey, am I spending my energy in the most productive way? Am I giving back? Am I getting enough, not just in monetary, but am I getting enough to be fulfilled, to go on and be the best version of myself in the rest of my life? Can I be a great dad, a great mom, a great sister, a great uncle, when I'm giving all of this over there and getting nothing back? So you want to get out of those situations. And instead of kindness, I would suggest use wisdom. The great philosopher Spinoza talked about that. A lot of times when we seek these responses from individuals on external responses, you're never going to satisfy yourself. Individuals on the outside, so you could be as kind as you want, but if part of your reason for being kind to individuals is to get a certain, how dare I say, get a certain validation. If that's your reasoning, that's the wrong reason. Okay, you don't want to be kind to get validation from someone. You get validation from yourself. We naturally seek it, but the best validation is to be able to sit with yourself and be complete and be whole. And those pieces of you that you were trying to be kind to get this superficial validation, you will see yourself stop doing that, because you're getting closer and closer to being fulfilled. Okay, you're fulfilled once you have filled in those pieces, those holes that you have. So a lot of times people are being kind because they're trying to get this adulation. They're trying to get this, oh, we know Sally, she's a sweet girl. We know Sam over there, he's this nice guy over there. And you build your identity off of that. So you could possibly become people pleasing. You could become possibly a doormat, because when you can't live up to that idea of being kind, which none of us can do all the time. We're human. We have different sides of our personality. So no one's kind all the time. It's going to be times when you need kindness. It's going to be times when you need someone to say something kind to you. So what you got to understand is you're just not this ever-flowing vase of just pouring and pouring and pouring love and kindness into the world. No. You have to put yourself in situations, and you have to be intentional about it. You can't expect for things just to happen. If you keep going to the same place and you know, I'm not going to Burger King and asking for lobster. Okay, Burger King sells burgers. They sell French fries, they sell onion rings, they sell milkshakes, they don't sell lobster. So if you know you're not getting anything from going to this place or being around this person, this friend group, okay, so if you know this, what happens is, why not act on it? It's because our minds are conditioned to do what we've been doing. And what my goal is in coaching is, I know what's worked for me. It's changing my mind. It allowed me to change those bad habits. Just something as simple as saying, I'm sorry. When you're exchanging, oh, I'm sorry. Why do you have to say you're sorry all the time? Okay. You're saying you're sorry. You're not sorry for anything. Why are you overly apologizing? Why are you overly explaining yourself? All of those little micro things, those are micro gestures, micro sayings that we don't notice, but over time it builds up and you're depleted. You're giving a lot of yourself apologizing to someone unnecessarily. Seems small, but instead of saying I'm sorry, you know what you should say? Okay, I'm late for the interview. Instead of saying I'm sorry, say, hey, thank you for your patience. Thank you. Thank you for waiting on me. I appreciate that. But you don't want to always put yourself in this position of I'm sorry. Or over explaining, giving people too much information, maybe thinking that they're going to like you more or be closer to you. You're giving them all this unnecessary information and you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I don't care how long you know them. Okay, you don't know who you're talking to sometimes, and you're giving them details about your past, your history. Why are you doing that? You're thinking that you're bringing you guys closer, establishing rapport, and you're not, because that person might not really care about what you went through. However, they can take all of the information you gave them and write it down to use it against you, to manipulate you, to guilt you, to do all of these negative things to you, okay? And that's why you don't trust someone with your information like that. There's no need. It's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of trying to be liked too hard. And you don't want to do that. What have they done to deserve your personal details? You don't give your power away like that. They have done nothing to deserve the information about you that you need to hold for yourself. Okay, especially if they haven't shared anything with you. But don't wait on whether or not they shared it with you. You have to control you. You can't control someone else. You have to have standards for you. And so when we give away our kindness freely, when we are around individuals who don't reciprocate kindness to us, all of these things are self-defeating. All of these things deplete our energy. And you have energy vampires in this world. You have people that will consciously take and twist your words. You told them you got in a car accident. They tell everyone else you hit the person or you were drunk driving. You see what I mean? So you have to understand that when you let something go out of your mouth, you don't know what's going to happen with it. You don't know how someone's going to interpret it or how they're going to twist it. And that's why I always tell people, be conscious, be very cognizant of your environment, who you put around you. Understand this very much. You can have known someone 20 years, 10 years, whatever. That doesn't mean that person was a good person for you to be around, especially if you grew up around people that were not the greatest people. Okay, things become habitual. And so if you have some rough times in your life, you have attached all of these negative people around you. No one's on your team. No one appreciates your kindness. No one reciprocates what you give. And you say, wow, how did I get there? That's how. Started out when you were young. You had the bad, I guess you would say, family of origin. Now you do not have the habits. You do not have the ability to ward off different individuals. Is that medium coffee there? Okay, your comments are always great. How do you get out of a situation where you feel like you are in too deep, say marriage with children? See, understand, medium coffee, I've been married. And I like not to give a lot of my personal information out, but let me explain. You are only in too deep if you believe you're in too deep. Your belief system, and everybody has a different belief system. Some people believe I'll be married, you could beat me, you could cheat on me, you could do everything under the sun to me, and I'm still it's till death do us part. That's because that's their belief system. Your brain is the cage, okay? Like the great late Maya Angelou said, I know why the cage bird sings. Your brain is the cage. You're only in prison if you believe you're in prison. You understand? It's just like the late Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed more slaves if they knew that they weren't free. You are never in a situation where you have to be there. You don't have to do anything. It's your brain that tells you that. Now, if your brain tells you got to stay there because you have kids and you're married, okay, that's what you're going to do. But what you need to wake up, in my opinion, is you got to wake this up, because you only got one life. And if you look at 365 days a year that we're breathing, we wake up, if we're blessed to have that, you don't know how long you're going to live. So you got to ask yourself, do I want to live the rest of my life like this? I don't know how long I have. Say you're 30 years old. I don't know. Life expectancy around 80 for ladies, around 75 for men, roughly. I've got 30, 40 years if I have good health left. Okay, this is your thinking. Do I want to wait on someone to become something they've never shown me that they were? Or do I want to take charge of my life and say, you know what? I don't care I'm not going to bank on what I want someone to be. I'm going to look at what I've seen statistically. What I've seen over these years, this person has shown me this. That is the biggest mistake a lot of us make. is we live our lives hoping for something we've never seen in the same individual. You're giving that person all of your power. You're giving away all of your days, all of your nights, all of your holidays to someone who does not care anything about you, obviously. And so until you show that person what you are, who you are, how you feel, until you step up, okay, and value yourself, that's when it will be mirrored. That's when everyone around you will mirror the respect that you believe you deserve. But until you say that, it's not going to happen. You're going to keep getting what you have been getting. Okay? If that's what you want, I mean, I'm not judging, but I can tell you what, for me and my life experience, I got whatever I allowed. If I allowed someone to come in and take advantage and not appreciate what I'm doing, that's what I got. If I didn't allow it, I didn't get it. It was purely me. It's just like someone getting you angry. Someone coming up to you and they have a bad attitude and, you have a great attitude, and now they transferred that emotion because you responded to them. They're controlling you. It's your power. You don't have to respond to them. The greatest response to ignorance and small-minded people is no response. You identify what this is, you pause. Of course, no one likes being disrespected, but you take a second. You have to have self-control. You pause and you say, is this coming from me? Do I feel this way? I don't. Usually when someone's projecting negative anger or whatever, it's coming from somewhere in them. And if it triggers you, it's something in you that it triggers. You see? So what you got to understand is that when these emotions and individuals interact with us, it's a two-way street. They cannot trigger something that's not already there. And that's why we have to do the work, because the more you love yourself, the more you grow. You know not to throw away your kindness. You know not to be emotionally dependent on individuals. You want to be sufficient, self-sufficient with yourself. Okay, and that means that you gotta look within. It's not on the outside. All your answers are right here. Okay, so being overly kind is not one of the answers. Being overly kind is something that actually it really is self-depleting. And that's my message for today. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. And you can control, you can't control who likes you. Okay, you got to understand that. But what you can control is how you deal with yourself and your perception of your reality. Okay, because a lot of times when we're seeking all of this adulation, we're seeking everything from the exterior. A lot of times we don't like what's here. And that's why we're going outside all the time. That's why you see people can't sit with themselves. They can't be alone. They can't live alone. They can't be by themselves because they haven't faced themselves. Okay? And you got to understand that when you haven't faced yourself and you don't want to deal with yourself, you got to go outside to get everything from everyone else. You got to go over there, over here. Let me go over here. Come on, guys. Give me some more likes. You got to go everywhere to get everything, as opposed to knowing you got it all right here already. It's already right there with you. You don't need love from someone else. You got love right here. You got love right here. If someone, you're looking at their accolades, you can create those accolades. Okay, you admire their wit. You have wit. You admire their sense of humor. You have sense of humor. Anything that you see outside of out here, you have it. You have it right here within yourself. So all that we seek, we already have. And that's why I always preach. And I know everyone doesn't believe in God or the Lord or Christians or whatever. But I know where it's helped me is once you have a relationship with a higher power. When you have a relationship with a higher power, you really understand that you have all of these things. And you understand that going for man, looking for it in another person, you're going to more than likely be disappointed. And it's just because we're all human. A person might not be a bad person. They might be a very kind person, but maybe they can't give you what you're looking to get from them that day or for that particular subject or topic. Everyone is human. We have our limitations. So what you got to say is, hey, Hansworth, how you doing there? What you got to say to yourself is, welcome. I love to have the UK watching. You got to say to yourself, I have everything I need. I don't need to do unnecessary, I guess, overly kindness to individuals or unnecessary sorries to people. I don't have to put myself in that position because it depletes me over time. I have to withhold my information because I respect myself. And my information only goes out to individuals who respect me, who I trust, who have proven, okay, who have proven. And if they don't like the amount that I exchange and share with them as is, bye. We don't need this exchange. Because if someone does not understand your boundaries and your values, okay, how are they really what for you? They're not for you. That's a person that's for them. And if you don't give them what they want, they're gone. And you don't want to create a habit because remember, if you let it go on one place, it's very easy for that to, it's a slippery slope now. Now that slips into your other relationships. Now that slips into other parts of your life. So how you do one thing is how you're going to do all things. When you have self-respect and you stand up for yourself and you have self-love, you don't be overly kind to individuals who don't reciprocate it. You don't do the sorries and all of that stuff to people, okay, unnecessarily. You are stern with what you let come in and what goes out. You watch how people affect you and your energy. And these are just some quick tips I wanted to give you guys. And we say there, Hansworth, there are evil people in this world, and you are a good guy. Well done. Keep up. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You see, and that's what I was saying. Yes, there are evil people in the world, but there are also good people too. So if you have a light, God gave me this light for a reason. He didn't give me this light just to just throw it around to individuals that, you say good morning and they just look at you like you're crazy. No, not that I need a good morning because I gave a good morning. But if I put you next to me and trust you to wake up next to me, you better believe I better get a good morning. That's my standards, minimum. I want more than that. I might want breakfast in bed. But you get the point. If you have that light, you got to see it. Once you have that light, you understand that, yes, I have this light and I got to keep it lit. God has already done what he needs to do in making me the way I am. What I have to do is make sure that I do the things that he's shown me that I need to do to maintain it and don't deplete it by unappreciating individuals. And the reason why I can talk about this because I did this for years. I lived my life thinking, oh, I got to be kind to this family member. I got to be respectful when they ain't respecting me, when they ain't kind to me. I have to appreciate. And then what happens, that spills over to other people you meet. We say, me and Cole, can you give me an exercise or something to help me with standing up for myself? I feel like I'm too much people. Okay, I'll give you one quick exercise. When you're engaging with people in dialogue, pay attention to your feelings. Pay attention to your dialogue, your inner dialogue in your head. What you're saying, what is your self-talk? When someone says something disrespectful to you, just pause for a second. Don't respond. Don't react, rather. Pause before you react emotionally. But sit in that feeling. Don't run from the emotion. Okay, they insulted you. You said, you had an exchange, friendly exchange. They ignored you. Just pause there for a second. Breathe. Is it worth responding to? First of all, ask yourself, is it worth it? And if you feel it's not, don't. But take a mental note. Don't speak to this person. This person does not exchange greetings. I'm not going to keep saying hello, good morning, someone just walking right past me. No. You got to understand your feelings matter. Your thoughts matter. How you walk away from someone feeling drained, that matters. That matters the most because you got to go home with you. You're not going home with that person. You don't know what they got going on in their life. That person could be complete. You don't know their mother could have passed away. You don't know what people are going through. But you know what that's why I said it's all about you. It's all your self-thought. Let's see, bro, I used to be a big drug dealer and I went to my heart turned cold. Only my mama sent me money and I fell down. They wasn't there to pick me up. Hey, Hansworth, I understand. That happens to people. We go through things in life, and a lot of times when those things happen, look at it as an opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity to grow. But it's the same rule applies. You got to pay attention to how that makes you feel, because that might, give me some lights, guys. That might be a sign that you need to make some changes on the people you're around. And sometimes God is telling you that you got to move on from that family sector. And maybe they could come back and join. Gabriel from Philippines, how you doing? Gabriel Kino, I love the Philippines. I'm gonna visit one day. Come on, guys, give me some more likes. But yeah, you matter. Even though you did time, even though you made mistakes in your life, you matter. And you have to remember that you matter. You have to always remember that without you, there's no experience going on here in the world. Okay, that you are the vessel for your experience. So that's how much you matter. And never forget that. Okay, never forget that. Thank you. And that's my message about that, guys. I think you got the point. Nothing I want to bring up today. You know, I haven't been given a lot of my I guess you say, you know how I always really like to give people props. I want to give some props to someone today that I think is very influential in the reggae sector. You're very welcome, Hansworth. Someone's very influential in the reggae. Tell people about me so they can check out my live 11:30 Monday through Friday, guys. But Peter Tosh, okay, and you know, and I'm gonna go into a song that Peter Tosh. Actually, if you guys know reggae, some of you guys might know reggae, some don't. Reggae, you know, for me, I always loved a little bit of it here and there because you guys know who listen to me. I rock and roll, hip hop, reggae, R&B. I'm all over the place. But Peter Tosh is one of my favorites. Of course, him and Bob Marley were in the Wailers. He doesn't get the credit. Of course, Bob Marley was a worldwide star. Peter Tosh, not so much. But I want you guys to check his music out. I really like Peter Tosh's song. You know, he wrote Get Up, Stand Up. Get up, stand up for. And that's what you guys need. Oh, you like Gregory Isaac? Yeah, Gregory Isaac, he's pretty good too. He's another good reggae song. Gregory Isaac, I think he does the one, oh gosh, Night Nurse. I might be wrong, but Gregory Isaac is good too. But Peter Tosh was revolutionary. He really did make a lot of political music. He was like that political individual in everything. So he really did his job in that sense that he pushed forth change. And not saying Bob Marley didn't, but he definitely did. He pushed forth a lot of change, and Peter Tosh doesn't get the credit. So I'm giving him his credit today, this morning. You know, I would tell you guys to check out his music. He went through a lot. Him and Bob Marley went through a lot. But one thing about Peter Tosh that I really respect is that he was very consistent. He always stood up for the oppressed. He always made music from the heart. And he always, you know, had that, I guess you say that swag. You know, he always had swag. If you look at Peter Tosh, you know, he exemplified like the cool Rasta. You know, to me, Bob is my all time, you know, but Peter's right there for me because I see how they collaborated and made a great union. But check out some Peter Tosh music today, guys. Unfortunately, he had an early demise, and you know, that's unfortunate. But a lot of times our brightest flames burn out the fastest. So that's why we have to value our time here on earth while we're here. All right, guys. Another one tomorrow, 11:30. Thanks for the love. See you then. Love what you're doing. Do what you love.